So you're thinking about moving to Bellingham, Washington, and you find yourself wondering about the cost of doing so. Well, in this video, we're going to take a look at the cost of living here in Bellingham, breaking down everything from housing to groceries to utilities to healthcare and beyond. And if you stick around till the end, I'll provide a recap of the most expensive as well as the most affordable neighborhoods here in the Bellingham area. And we're going to get started right now. All right, so as we're diving in, I think it's important to always cite our sources when we're sharing information, particularly as it pertains to the cost of something as compared to something else. So for the information that's provided in this video, I've pulled data from 4 places, which include niche.com, rentcafe.com, bestplaces.net, and redfin.com. So feel free, you can visit any of these sites yourselves, play around with some of the tools that they have to help you compare cost of living across different places, as well as just access some of this general information as it pertains to the associated costs of each of the categories that we're going to cover. So jumping right into things, it's important that you know that the cost of living in Bellingham is about 17.5% higher than that of the national average. Now, when we're taking into consideration averages, we can of course come up with places where you could live that are significantly more expensive than Bellingham, even here within the state of Washington, for example, Seattle. We could also come up with places that are significantly less expensive to live than Bellingham, perhaps somewhere in rural Indiana. So on average, 17.5% higher than the national average. Jumping in on our list, first thing that we'll talk about often and arguably the most important because it is your largest expense when it comes to cost of living is the cost of a home. Now, if you're thinking about renting here in the Bellingham area, the average cost of a 2-bedroom apartment in Bellingham proper is $1,390 per month. If you're thinking about buying a home, the median sales price is right around $720,000. Now, of course, taking into consideration, you could most definitely find homes that are more affordable as well as those that are more expensive. Same thing is true on the rental front. You could find properties that are less, particularly if you get out to the other areas of Whatcom County as opposed to being in a core Bellingham neighborhood. But again, these are just your average prices for rentals and for home purchases here in Bellingham. Next on our list, we'll talk briefly about utilities and essentials. So utilities is one of the areas where we actually come in significantly lower than the national average. Your average utility cost in Bellingham, including electric and natural gas, will come out to something in the ballpark of $165 per month. Now, people are often surprised when they move here about the cost of utilities. This is about 30% lower than the national average. Next on our list, something important to talk about is groceries. Groceries run slightly above the national average. We're about 2.8% higher than the national average cost of groceries, with a gallon of milk, as an example, coming in around $4.95. Next on the list is gasoline. We run about 18% higher than the national average. At present, a gallon of gas in our area comes at a cost around $4.45. Though I will say if you're strategic with where you go, places like Costco, Fred Meyer, or some of the tribal-owned stations that are in the area, you can definitely save money on gasoline. All right, so next on our list, we have a variety of miscellaneous items that are often talked about when we're talking about the cost of living. So first on the list is dining out. Now, if you're going out for something casual, a burger, a sandwich, something that's like a grab and go, you can anticipate spending somewhere in the ballpark of $20 per person. If you're going out to a nice sit-down meal, maybe a 3-course dinner, for a couple, you can anticipate spending somewhere between $80 and $120. Healthcare is a little bit tricky to talk about with regards to the different insurance programs that are out there, co-pays, things of that nature, but on average, the cost of medical in Bellingham is at or slightly below national averages. A stereotypical doctor's visit will run somewhere in the ballpark of $165, whereas a stereotypical visit to the dentist will run something more like $120. Transportation is another field or category in which we come in lower than the national average. Of course, our public transportation options here are fewer and further between than major metropolitan areas, but for example, if you're picking up a bus pass with unlimited monthly rides, it's going to cost you roughly $25 per month. That puts you about 18% less than the national average in terms of transportation costs. When we talk about gym membership, you've got your gyms that are going to be on the low end, somewhere around $10 to $15 per month. These are the folks who are hoping you sign up, set up that auto pay, and whether you show up to work out or not, you're going to continue to pay that monthly fee for a long, long time. On the other end of the spectrum, we have places like CrossFit facilities and group membership facilities that run well in excess of $100, in some cases even closer to $200 per month. But on average, you're going to fall somewhere in the ballpark of $45 to $60 per month for your average gym membership. The cost of entertainment here in the area is slightly higher than that of the national average. A ticket to a movie, just your stereotypical movie, not IMAX, not 3D, a standard movie viewing is somewhere in the ballpark of $14.50 comparative to something more like $11 nationally. Last on the list, an important one for those with kids, the cost of childcare here in the Bellingham area runs somewhere around $1,000 per month. Now, this is in line with national averages, things ranging from about $850 a month to $1,200 a month, but significantly less than you can expect to pay in the Seattle area, where childcare costs on a monthly basis run between $1,500 to $2,200 per month. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, we encourage you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you can keep up on all the content that we're releasing about Bellingham, Whatcom County, and all the things that are going on here in this area. My name is Jeff Engen. I'm with MJB Real Estate Group, and every day we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you. We're considering a move to this area, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking about moving tomorrow, 10 months from now, or sometime in between, we encourage you to reach out. All of our contact information can be found below. In addition to that, you can also download a copy of our completely free relocation guide to help you to continue to consider if Bellingham might be the right spot for you. But for now, let's get back to talking about the cost of living here in Bellingham. Next on our list, we'll talk briefly about taxes. Now, the sales tax here in the Bellingham area is 8.7%, which is kind of right there in the middle in terms of national averages. Compare and contrast, if you were to go down to California, many areas in the state of California have taxes that are as high as 9.5, maybe even 10%. But again, you've got other areas like the state of Oregon that has a 0% sales tax. So nationally, we're right there in the middle, but again, you've got extremes that are significantly above and or significantly below. With regards to property tax, Bellingham falls right around 0.92%. Now, the national average is 1.07%, and places like New Jersey, with some of the highest property tax rates in the country, are closer to 2.2%. So, compare and contrast, property taxes here in the area are actually more favorable than most of what you find throughout the rest of the country. Now, for these types of videos, I always like to appreciate the fact that people are oftentimes exploring multiple areas across the US when they're considering a move. And so for today's example, I want to include two different cities that are similar to Bellingham in terms of their total population size, access to employment, access to amenities, and give you a compare and contrast with the cost of living in those areas again versus Bellingham. So number one on our list is Boulder, Colorado. Now, Boulder, Colorado comes in with a cost of living that is 42% higher than that of the national average. Number two on our list today is Eugene, Oregon. Eugene, Oregon comes in roughly 10% above the national average in terms of cost of living. And if we go all the way back to the beginning of the video, you'll recall the cost of living in Bellingham was approximately 17.5% above the national average. So Boulder at 42%, Bellingham at 17.5%, Eugene at 10%. Again, all affording you a lot of similarities with regards to this population size, access to employment, access to amenities. All right, so as promised, we are going to briefly go through three of the most expensive neighborhoods here in the Bellingham area, along with three of the most affordable neighborhoods here in Bellingham. Number one on our list of most expensive neighborhoods is the Edgemoor neighborhood. Now, Edgemoor is Bellingham's most prestigious neighborhood, known for its luxurious homes and expansive lots. It's located near the waterfront, with many of the homes having stunning views of Bellingham Bay. This area is peaceful and secluded, and it gives you easy access to historic Fairhaven, making it a highly sought after location. Key features of these homes is that they're large, they're high end, they've got award-winning views, they have quiet residential streets, and again have this great proximity to Bellingham. Homes in this neighborhood are going to range between $1 million and $3 million, some of course exceeding that significantly. Number two on our list is the Geneva neighborhood. Now, Geneva is located off the eastern shore of Lake Whatcom, and it's known for having a serene environment and a number of upscale homes. The neighborhood is a mix of luxurious waterfront properties with large wooded lots, making it a perfect area for those who value privacy and natural beauty, while also being in great proximity to town. The key features of These lots include the lakefront properties, the peaceful natural setting, and immediate access to Lake Whatcom. Homes in the Geneva neighborhood are ranging anywhere on the low end from $800,000 up north of $2 million. Number 3 on our list is South Hill. Now, South Hill is perched above downtown Bellingham. It offers breathtaking views of the city, of Bellingham Bay, of the San Juan Islands, and the neighborhood is largely characterized by historic homes. You have tree-lined streets in close proximity to downtown, Western Washington University, the Fairhaven area, the list goes on. There's historic architecture, panoramic views, great proximity again to town and to the university in this charming and established community where homes range in value from $900,000 up north of $1.5 million. Switching gears and talking a little bit about the more affordable neighborhoods in Bellingham, number 1 on our list is the Roosevelt neighborhood. Now, the Roosevelt neighborhood is what I would refer to as an up-and-coming neighborhood that has become increasingly popular due to its affordability as well as its proximity to town. It features a mix of older homes, many of which have been renovated, along with some new developments. It's close to parks, it's close to schools, and it makes it a very attractive area for young families and first-time home buyers. Homes in this neighborhood, including condo and townhome style properties, range anywhere from $350,000 up north of $500,000. Number 2 on our list is the Sunnyland neighborhood. Sunnyland is centrally located. It's known for its charm and walkability. It's a mix of both older and more affordable homes, along with many that have been significantly renovated, not so different than the Roosevelt neighborhood. It is convenient to some shops, some restaurants, and local businesses, and people really seek out the Sunnyland neighborhood for its walkability, its charm, and its proximity to town. It does have a great tight-knit community there in the Sunnyland area where homes are running in the low 400s up to around $600,000. Number 3 on the list is the Birchwood neighborhood. Now, Birchwood is a residential neighborhood in Northwest Bellingham, known for its affordability as well as its strong community vibe. The area features a mix of older, modest homes and is served by a variety of local parks and amenities, provides a very suburban feel while being close to major shopping centers like Bellis Fair Mall. Homes in this area are going to run between $450,000 all the way up to $600,000, of course, some below and above, including condos, townhomes, and single-family homes alike. Hey, as always, I hope that this video has been helpful and informative. I want to encourage you one last time to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications, as well to visit the link either here or below to download the free relocation guide that we're offering to help you further explore Bellingham and consider if it might be the right spot for you. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.